Thank you. Thank you.
All right, thank you. What I'd like to do is to ask the next few speakers if you all would kind of come down front and be ready when the other speakers finished. Tony Zanfordino will be next, followed by Mallory Johnson, followed by Tanya Lawson, and then Peter Holden. So if you all could move down to the front, that would be very helpful. Mr. Zanfordino.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Tonight I come to you on behalf of the Arc of Prince George's, where I serve as the chair of the Government Affairs Committee. It is my pleasure to speak to you on behalf of the disability community. And the Arc of Prince George's is the largest, one of the largest.
You might want to move a little closer to the mic.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. The Arc of Prince George's County is one of the largest nonprofit agencies within the county, with a staff of over 550 members, and they support a lot of the disability community within the county. Our motto is offering a lifetime support and understanding opportunities for people with intellectual and developmental disabilities and their families throughout their lives. And that's important to a person like me who has a child with Down syndrome, who's been a part of the ARC through infants and toddlers, and other people who use their service for respite care and day services. One of the key areas, there are three main areas that we like to talk about. One is funding for what they call in the for Development Disabilities Administration, it's called Low Intensity Support Services. Currently they have a $5 million budget, but we're under the belief that there's additional money that may be available to fulfill that line item because all of that money was distributed in October. So come January, that there is no money available, and that's at a time where they support kids going to camp and other services where that money is needed for folks who really do need help. So we'd ask that the state delegation work with the Department of Developmental Disabilities to reallocate additional funding. And on a county level, look at employment opportunities for people with disabilities, because people with disabilities are just like you and I. They need an opportunity. For employment, a lot of students, if most of you not aware, students with developmental disabilities attend high school up until about the age of 21. At that point, they become a part of society and are pushed out of the educational system to a certain degree, but they need opportunities to find work. And that's one of the things we hope. We know budgets are tight within the county, but hopefully we can find some money for that. I know I have 30 seconds. So the other portion about that is college education. There's a program at UMBC called Success. We like to push for more opportunities and kind of lower that tuition. And finally, I'll say this, a parent's dream for their child doesn't change because they have special needs. It's still the same. On behalf of the families we serve, thank you for the opportunity to present our issues, and I pledge that we are willing to work with each of you as we strive to make our county an even better place for all of us to live, work, worship, and enjoy its opportunities.
Thank you.
Our next speaker is Mallory Johnson. Thank you, Mr. Johnson. And in order for everyone to hear you, you're going to have to speak right into that microphone.
Okay.
All right?
All right. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Mallory Johnson, and I'm the president of the Ritchie Heights and Ritchie Manor Civic Association, Incorporated. Our association represents 250 detached single-family homeowners located on Ritchie Road, about a half-mile south of Walker Mill Road and a half-mile west of the Ritchie Station Marketplace. One of our concerns is that it appears that no one is being held accountable for maintaining the inside of homes that have been abandoned while the mortgage holder goes through foreclosure. We have found that the inside of many of these vacant homes have been all but destroyed, with damages such as copper wiring and pipes have been removed, holes in the walls, animals have taken up residence, mold on the inside of the dwellings due to water damage, and bathrooms are not in working condition. Also, there is evidence that squatters have moved in, or that homes that have become hangouts for illegal activities. These conditions have made it almost impossible to fill these homes, and many neighborhoods' quality of life has suffered because these homes stay vacant for years. The Ritchie Heights and Ritchie Manor Civic Association would like to make the following recommendation. 1, that the mortgage holder be held liable for the property once notified by the county that the property has been abandoned and should be given 60 days to complete all repairs on the property necessary to meet the housing and property standard codes of Prince George County. Failure to complete the repairs should result in a $1,000 citation for each violation. The inspection of the property should be completed by the county or a private contractor at the mortgage holder's expense. 2, that the mortgage holder be held accountable for maintaining the property until property is sold. Any additional violation must be completed within 30 days after notification. 3, if the mortgage holder fails to make repairs within 6 months after notification, the county should take possession of the property and auction it off to the highest bidder, with proceeds going to the county. 4, that the above action should be taking place prior to the completion of the foreclosure process, if necessary. And I thank you.
Thank you. One of the things I'd like to say is, and we will certainly take the recommendations that you've given us under consideration, but if you see current violations throughout the county, we do have our 311 number for that during the day. We also have County Click that you can go on and make reports and track that. So I want to make sure that people understand those tools are out there. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Johnson. Our next speaker, Tanya Lawson. Thank you, Ms. Lawson.
Good evening, County Executive Baker,
Good evening.
distinguished guests, and Prince George's County constituents. Thank you again, County Executive Baker and elected officials, for this opportunity for us to assist you in defining the 2013 priorities. My name is Tanya Lawson. I'm a resident of Fort Washington, which is southern end of the county. As I am also a concerned parent, concitizen, and an active PTSA president, and we strongly urge the county to make education a #1 priority. The time has come for the entire county to increase its commitment and dedication to the education reform and to make education a priority until the problem is fixed. Our children are being left behind day after day and year after year. The time has come for us and the county constituents to be angry and to say enough is enough. Although we may be able to state some education accomplishments, I believe the education concerns far outweigh the positive. I hope that it is our overall goal to focus on creating sustainable strategic growth in education, sustainable education growth, that it will sustain year over year, regardless of what superintendent administration exists for us and our constituents and our youth. As we help our children to be prepared for college and to be career ready. Our education concerns exist at the top levels of the education system all the way to the local school level. The concerns range from a lack of strategic vision, lack of effective leadership, ineffective communications, top-heavy central office, ineffective planning, irresponsible and fiscal integrity and mismanagement of funds, ineffective and misuse of capital planning and funding, and a lack of equitable disbursement of funds throughout the county, and a school board that rubber stamps the actions of the superintendent. And to the latter point, I must state that we are very disappointed to learn that after our former superintendent resigned and left for Philadelphia, that our CFO was fired, then our general counsel was fired, then our VP of Human Resources was fired, our capital improvement executive resigned. This type of exodus behavior only leads constituents to believe there exist high levels of mismanagement, and this must end. How do we ensure that this behavior ends? It is time for us to make education a #1 priority, and there is no future, or there will be no future for Prince George's County because our children are our future. Our solution, please consider, County Executive Baker, perhaps it's time for you to take over the school system, including the school board. Have the superintendent report directly to you. It is appalling to see the level of apathy at the school executive leadership level for education, and they are our educators. We need your support and your leadership to put education on the road to excellence. Thank you for your concern.